please.
Hello everyone, I am a student from the Foreign Languages program at the Universidad de Sucre. Today, for my Anglo Literature midterm, I am exploring a vital question for the 21st century. It is, in an era dominated by streaming and social media, has reading become just an escape, or is it still the ultimate tool for intellectual growth? Let's find out what people think. The first question is, in your daily life, do you feel you spend more time scrolling through instant content or engaging with a book?
I spend like 8 hours of my life scrolling on TikTok because I really enjoy it and listen videos, short videos because I don't know, I feel relaxed and I feel like I didn't watch it all. And yeah, I really like it because long videos, I don't like long videos.
Well, I can say the same too. Instant content has become a very big important part of our lives, and well, 8 hours I think that's like too much. However, I spend plenty of hours scrolling through TikTok or Reels, and yeah, we have lost the sense of reading, basically.
The second question is, do you think social media gives you knowledge or just a collection of data?
Actually, on TikTok, we have an algorithm that show us the things that we want to see. For example, information on the internet. And because of the wars that are happening right now, the things that maybe are happening in the world, we can get informed if you like those things, and maybe you can get informed in a certain way, not only saying one way, one point of view, but maybe seeing so many views by many people that are have studied that or have a degree or have investigate, and maybe we can get informed and we can learn so many things new. And another thing is that in TikTok it exists a hashtag called Book Talk. On Book Talk we can learn so many new things about books. For example, I've been discovering so many books that I've been reading in my whole life. Well, not my whole life, but maybe in the recent years. Thanks to TikTok, because the recommendation of many people, the recommendation of so many TikTokers that I also follow them, and maybe it's something that I really like it. For example, and TikTok, I've been noticed that many people are talking about Bill Gates and Steve Jobs because Steve Jobs has a book that talks about his life and the things that he's been passing, they've been passing through.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I actually like the fact that you mentioned the TikTok as a way to finding new learning, because everything in our current era, everything like social media, TikTok, Instagram, if you use it right, you can actually learn a lot from it. See, Bill Gates, that you mentioned, I have a beautiful line from him. He used to say that reading is still his favorite thing, his favorite way of learning and understanding his knowledge. And that says a lot about our world today, because Bill Gates, someone, someone who was really important on how we live daily uh, through our cell phones or our different electronic devices, is still valorizing reading habits as a nice way to learn and understanding more about ourselves.
The last question is, do you believe that reading literature helps us develop the critical thinking needed to recognize fake news or propaganda today?
Okay, so interesting question. Propaganda. How to identify propaganda in internet? See, I think that reading is not only a way to entertain ourselves with different stories, with different characters, with different maybe stories, poems, epilogues, anything, but also a way to understand new perspective. And when we understand new perspective, we will not only find ourselves in a smarter position, but in a way to comprehend more our world today. What do you think?
I think books are our our one of the best weapons that we can use to fight against injustice, against the tyranny, and against the bad things that happen in today's world. I have one example that I really like so much. Is a woman called Malala Yousafzai. She is from Pakistan. As we know that maybe Taliban has been in there since the 20s.
Yeah, many years ago.
The 20s. No, not the 20s. It was the 2000s.
Yeah,
The
2000s.
2000s. And in that era and in that moment, women cannot go to school. Young children, women, young girls cannot go to school. Couldn't go to school. They didn't have access to something as simple as books, as education, and they have just like um, staying at home, doing the course, doing so many things, and not get educated. And she fought against these things, and she tried to help little girls to have access to books, to comprehend the world, that maybe I'm seeing this injustice right now, so I'm gonna fight against this. In 2012, she was the Taliban, the government tried to kill her because she was fighting so hard, and she won a Nobel Prize for all the things that she did for education in her country. As we know right now in Pakistan, the Taliban, how we can say that they have returned to the power,
They still have control. Yeah.
but they have more control that in the past. And women right now cannot go to school, cannot study, cannot like dream with a position, with um, feel a space in our society. They cannot be doctors, they cannot be professors, they cannot be engineers. And this is a struggle that make us like to think that books can help women in that situation, but also in so many people in different ways. If poor people have access to books, they can dream, they can see the reality, and they cannot like believe in the propaganda. Because, for example, we live in Cincelejo, we live in a place where access to books is impossible. There are so many people that have no access to one of them, and yeah, it shakes because if we see the voting or the access to elections, people they don't know how to vote. They just listen to people, listen to the how can I say this, someone who wanted to be elected,
Candidates.
the candidates, and they don't have the self-awareness to decide, well, this is someone who represents my ideas, this is someone who represents who I am, but they just like listen to them, and they don't have the knowledge to process the information and think, well, this man is not for me. This man is not going to defend my idea. This man is not going to defend who I am, to defend my rights as an individual.
In conclusion, we could say that books are still a viable resource for people in today's life, but they also use internet as a helpful tool to get knowledge. As we have seen throughout these interviews, reading has not disappeared in digital age. It has simply evolved. While the internet offers fast and accessible information, it doesn't not necessarily replace the depth, reflection, and the critical thinking that books provide. Rather than being opposites, books and the internet can complement each other. The digital world allows us to access knowledge instantly, but reading helps us understand, analyze, and question that information more deeply. In conclusion, books are far from outdated. They remain a fundamental tool for intellectual growth, helping us develop the critical thinking skills that we need to navigate today's world. In a society full of information, the ability to truly understand it is what makes the difference.